to modern Chinese economy. I already make Zoom video. Did you have time to check on Mango? But recently I just posted before I went to China. Okay. Anyhow, I come back and get some of review session in brief for 3 sets of the slide that I provide. In those PPT in PDF format, I described the first chapter, the second, and the third one, which is starting from introduction, from the historical period, right, before 1949, and also up to the planned economy, So I have to resume some of your understanding a little bit before we moving to new slide. This is based on chapter 3. If you want to write that down on your screen. Planned economy to market. Chapter 3 and chapter 4 together. So it was the first time that China, in the period of modern era, so the step of having those such things have resumed market economy. So the student has to make themselves comfortable and convenient with what kind of market economy. China applied the market economy under the planned economy led by the government or the Communist Party. This is only called the socialism under Chinese characteristics. Am I right? Chinese student? A socialism under the Chinese characteristic, which is only particularly happen for China. Nowhere else can apply this model. And achieves. Just like the Great Wall of China is a big and huge shift called the Great Shift. Why? China has been named as the second largest of the economy, right, among the world level. But you have to think that what kind of market mechanism? What kind of market mechanism? Everyone, I think you have been engaged and informed about demand theory, right? Supply, the market economy, oligopoly, normal and excess profit, and so on and so forth. And those things, please bring it to our class. Okay? You have to apply it in the midterm exam. Today we will make an agreement what will be the best for midterm exams day. Please remind me before we step out. And also, we can divide a group, right? And make a term paper. So I already have the slots that you have to take a bet under the current issues of China. Seems back into those days. Normally, I make the video for Chinese students who still could not come to study in Thailand yet because the visa procedure has been delayed in China. So I have to post it separately. And to make a Zoom teaching, which is very time consuming for our class. That's why I decided to make a video, okay? Maybe you may feel some strain. The state planned economy has been engaged and ordered. Factory 1, 2, 3 did not really work. And chapter 2 already mentioned that it has a huge, heavy industries in China, and it needs to be privatized. Privatized in this sense called change from government property into the private property. Change government property into the private property. But doesn't mean that they sell the factory, right, to the private. In China, every properties belong to the government. Belong to the government. That's why over the market economy, it has plan or China's Communist Party, or Beijing, okay, have been involved. And each province, how many provinces in China? Sorry for asking, but immediately. And you're from China, right? From Thailand? You're from Thailand? Wow. Okay, sorry. How many provinces in China? 30 something. 32 plus. I just got back from Yunnan province. Anyone from Yunnan? Right? Yunnan province. And, oh, you from Yunnan? 32 plus? 34, okay. And there are some province and some autonomous region. Right? Like Guangxi Zhuang autonomous region. Right? And Nanning is the main capital nearby, next to Vietnam. And it was found out from the state regulations seemed did not to be work. So the engine called Big Push Industry. Okay, Big Push Industry has been divided into agriculture, heavy industry. But back into that day, before 1980s, this was the sector that abandoned by economy. I suffer from people who get the taste of a utility. You know the meaning of utility? Preferences, satisfaction, are willing to pay, are willing to work. Before that, it depends on government, right? You get anything in return by coupon, not the money. What's coupon mean? How many belongings, like how much rice you have, how much a house that you want to stay, depends on allocation by the government. But the market system have encouraged using the price mechanism, which is in other name we call what by Adam Smith. Can you see my hand? Yeah. Sometimes you cannot see. Which is called what? Invisible hand. Right? Market is everywhere. Demand and supply intersect somewhere, which is called market equilibrium. But a testing by the government by allowing each specific place, like province by province, starting from a coastal area. You know the coastal area? The area next to the sea. The bank of the mainland China next to the sea, like Fujian, right? Guangdong, right? And Fujian. Some of the areas that was opposite to Hong Kong, Macau, that's what we call Greater Bay Area. The Pearl Harbor, or the Pearl area, that's next to Hong Kong. It's just the opposite. Shenzhen, you know, right? Everyone knows Shenzhen. The place that used to belong, like, wow, there are so many fake items come flood out from this small village that used to be a fishing. But now it was the headquarters of the company named Huawei. It turned from the fake city into innovative hub. You can call Huawei University over there. Change from copy and paste, imitate copies from some of the property rights, now turning into Chinese technologies. And the period of those such things change from time to time. This period of the time, it was the declining. So I try to finish the historical part in the next 10 minutes. Allow me to guide you that why I keep repeating things is for recall. Okay, bring you into my assumption that you should know this before step into the new period of China. I'm pretty sure that all of the Chinese students could not born in that day, right? But how many of you are the only child in your family? You only, right? How many of child, you have siblings in your family? How many sister or brothers you have? Only one. Right? We call it golden child. And because of the policy back into that day, right, was not forced but not allow you to have more than one. Why? Chinese government even not to have enough resources to feed all the people during the hard time. And even now, they have one to becoming two by relax the condition. And now they're allowed to have three since 2019. Wait a minute. Chinese already have 1.4 billion. Why do they need more kids? So, what happened to the Chinese generation? Okay, no, I cannot see your eyes, so some people may take advantage by taking a nap. So, what do you think? Why we need more people? Why Thai economy need more kids as well?
Because right now we see aging society.
Aging. For 40 years ago, 50 years ago, they may have a strong muscle, have very, energies to push and work over time. But right now, those generations are getting down off the hill, right? They are lacking. They may still have some muscle, but they can stay last long. So allow me to have a sit some time. Have been taught around 20 years, repeating the same demand and supply. That's what the job of teacher. Think about, the laborers who work in the factory. So they need some new recruiting and new employees to work for the factory. But everything changed because they did not have the same factory as before. It changed from labor intensive. That is a comparative advantage of China. Change into high-end technologies, period, right? Or AI. But when the second minute again, Chinese government already have AI, but why they need people? Can we have K without labor? Production functions. Right? If they don't have labor, they cannot push the burden on capital. So it needs at least smart labor more than the other periods of China. And same as the other world, populations around the world, like increase the skills. The limit of the PPC. Before that, China was hidden because it's closed economy, right? When you have a higher PPC, which is fully come from production's possibility curve, X and Y represent goods, but now heavy and consumer. It used to be, approaching to vertical in the past, has been declining and change the patterns into the consumer products. So 1980 it was the level one of pushing the engine by a small guy named Deng Xiaoping, his great chairman that was shown in the previous slide. So that is led by him bring cats, right? Doesn't matter what colors that they have. So that means the market has been operated or experimented in the system of the market economy, push China out of the own PPC. What is the PPC represents in terms of economics? This is a background called Principle of Microeconomics 106. First chapter, sentence number 9. In macroeconomics, chapter 2, before they are coming into the GDP equal to CIGXM. What is the PPC mentions mean what? When you have more productivity, more labor, higher technologies, the PPC chips have been called economic growth or GDP growth. But hey, you mentioned only X and Y. Yeah, you can call that. Right. Outputs can divide into manufacturing and non-manufacturing, agriculture and non-agriculture. No matter how many items have been consist of the GDP, right? You can divide into 2 or 3 or 4, and the technologies can change and becoming made. You can calculate everything within a few minutes by AI. But think about it a long time ago. Or without me, can the robot can teach? Yes, of course. But someone has to create an algorithm for them. That's why you need maths. You need science, physics, chemistry, which has been called a STEMs. Right? STEMs. And China has been enrolled in those systems already. STEMS. Okay. Science, technologies, engineering, and mathematics are the most influential variables in the higher level of economy. And it was proved back into that day, the Western economy have occupied these territories, like Harvard or MIT. They have so many scientists, right, in Europe. And even they come from China, they have migrated into the US. That was the same. But China spent more than 20 or 30 years to bring the student back into university, and now it's becoming Peking University, Tsinghua and Fudan University, and so on and so forth, throughout China, by this kind of system. So they have level number 1 or 2 ranking under this pencil. Education, right? Education. So it's also important for economy. It was embodied in labor. The labors. That is why the level of education in China right now, at least they have to finish high school. It's mandatory, right? You know the meaning of mandatory? The level of education in Thailand, what is the highest level that the government provides to our population? High school. No need to pay, right? If it's a private, or if it's a government. But if you enter into pass the level into university examination, then you have to pay. But that's not as expensive as the private university. Right? This is why you should be proud that in this university, some of the money of government make you feel comfortable. That is the story behind. But some are private for sure. Do you have this slide? The new one. I have to use it and skip from some part of chapter 3 and make like the final stop and said this is a period of China that now we are stay here, and our aim of this class is to make a student understand along the way how can modern Chinese economy can go far or not. So your topic in terms paper, it depends on a current situations of modern Chinese economy. So each group has to gather information, tells about the problems, the story, a pathway, and outline. And it will end up on YouTube. Okay? You know YouTube? YouTuber for someone. But this class allows you to put on YouTube. Right? So 6 or 7 groups will be published at the end of this semester. I have criteria that the handbooks, the material that you, the scope of making and becoming an engagement. So I think you know better than me about technologies. If you don't know, let's study now, so you can make your own YouTube based on the job. And if someone at Harvard asks you, what do you have? You said, check my YouTube. Okay? You're already there. No matter what happens, you do it every day, right? By yourself. Okay, let's dedicate some work and get some points. I have the criteria after you get groups, okay? What you should do, what you should have. So the submit of the deadline of those material will be the end of this semester. You have a few months left, okay, to learn and come and have some advice back and forth with me. Long time back into 2001. How long compared to 2026? Let's cut 2026. We have only 25 years, right? 2025, 20 at least. For China to jump from world factory, you know the meanings of world factory. China has been named, everything has been produced in China. That's why a world factory means you can find any goods around the world. When you step in this classroom, for example, I think all of this material has been built or even made or imported from China. From our head to toe as well. This kind of advance also have some material from China. This color has been imported to produce and painting. Desk, those kind of IT things, and the cable all over here, even the lens in those camera and videos. That is the left-hand side. Okay. 75% of the world product has been shipped to the world by ship. China goes around the world by ship. So many companies involved in world economy, but they have to import the products from China, mainly back into 2000. Those period has been named that you may forget already. Do you have any specific or new terms call you back into 2000? We have normal, new normal, right? But back into 2000, this world has been sick with this word, a globalization. Right? A globalized means everything changed. Thailand has been in doubt back into 1997. We had financial economic crisis. If you don't have those kind of information, $1 equal to 52 baht. 52 baht equals to $1. Right now we are 30, right? Baht equals to US dollars. China has far beyond those. And where was China in 1997? What happened in China in 1997? Not in China, but what happened in Hong Kong? Allow me to remind, if I'm right, that Hong Kong returns to China in 1997. Right? 1997. Hong Kong that used to be under the rules called rent by the British has been returned to mainland China. And at that time, the leader of China, I'm afraid that is a young man, not a young man, a short guy named Deng Xiaoping. Deng Xiaoping is not the president, right? Was not. But he is the most influential man in Communist Party. Reject the Prime Minister of England called Margaret Thatcher that no longer extend because 99 years is enough for China. But there was so many we call expectation that Hong Kong will be returned and have been changed, and some of Hong Kong people have fled into England because they have another passport. And China said, stay there. Right? We can have one country, two systems. One country, two systems means China learned to marketize the planned economy by using Hong Kong as the financial center. So even now, Hong Kong has its own money called Hong Kong dollars. Chinese currency called renminbi. What is the meaning of renminbi? The people's money, right? The people's money. Look at the exchange rate. I didn't have time to look at the values, but I'm pretty sure that RMB has was less than Hong Kong dollars back in those periods. Nobody want to accept RMB. Can you trust RMB? We just open, right? Can you trust Hong Kong? Yes, because main currency of the world has used Hong Kong as a headquarters. US, England in particular. US is US dollars, England pound sterling. Europe, they have euro. Japan, Japanese. But why they did not enter into China after it's open? China said, we open the door, but doesn't mean 100% open. We slowly or significantly move a little bit further at a time, step by step. And it used Hong Kong to be a testable place for money. This is the second step. Chinese RMB put the money fixed with Hong Kong dollars and allow Hong Kong company with a special contact by bringing the money from outside, enter into Shenzhen, Fujian, Guangdong as a SEC. So the meaning is the FDI has been done by Hong Kong to China, not directly from US into China. Clear? Crystal clear? So who benefit from China after it's open? Hong Kong. The richer China, the richer Hong Kong. Why? How they understand each other? Of course, Ni Hao, Mandarin, right? So this is like, no matter what happens, Hong Kong will be a stability place to guarantee the RMB. So I think probably if you travel to Hong Kong right now, you can get into like what is called a speed, right? Railway, right? From Shenzhen into Hong Kong in just about some minutes. One RMB now equals to 1.5 Hong Kong. Hong Kong dollar was less than RMB 50%. It has some assumption that a country that is look small and island has faster development than the mainland. Can you name Southeast Asia? Singapore, Hong Kong, not that far from Hong Kong. Everyone want to go there during summer. Japan, where else? Phuket, Penang, right? Cayman Island. So, from my understanding, and because they can moving around over the island, small is beautiful. That's what the style of development of the country in Europe. All right, get back. Everyone okay? You would like to withdraw this class? That is a own factory after it was opened. Garment industry that you wearing now probably have produced in China. I saw many cars brand in Kunming that couldn't remember what logo or brands. I asked one of Chinese students that you recognize that what brand is that? They don't know. They have so many. EP02. But back into that day, we have Honda, Toyota, right? Mitsubishi, and BMW, Porsche. Most of the things have been flooded into China beyond those garment or textile industry as well. And it's becoming those huge amount. Furniture, toys, shoes, clothes. That's what the global value chains that I mentioned. Massive, lower cost. They was enter into special economic zone, work, get the money, send back home. Lower wage, there was increase the GDP. Right? Why? They can export those products outside. And the story of Apple products is now all of the items has made in China. Not only even pen, right? Even the case, all of the accessory has been produced in China by very efficient global value chain of the product. You know Puma? P-U-M-A, a sneaker. Originally come from, I think it's Germany. Now who own this brand? China. That's why you see a very fancy Puma shops. They come back. You know Li-Ning? And now you see more the shops. You know Huawei? Of course. Where are they? Everywhere. Where Samsung? Somewhere nearby. Okay. You know the company called Huawei Technologies. Huawei did not sell only the final. They also take care about the business of technologies as well. Where is technologies that need Huawei? Back into the answer. Everywhere. You need the guy in the airport, as same as the guy in the university, as same as the hotel, as same as hospital. Why? You need a system that take care of the patient, student, even the passenger, landing and take off efficiently. It was 24 hours service. The headquarters is in Bangkok. Every promotion of your smartphone services has been engaged by a contract between Huawei Technologies and AIS through DPAC. That is the main customer they have to service. I show only goods, but now it's called service. Now, you want to withdraw? Go for it. I'll tell you something that you should know. So, what language that we should learn? English is okay. You know the Hainan? Where's the Hainan? Where is that? Not southeast west. It's the island as well, right? Hainan. Island. Unbelievable. My friend told me that Hainan will be becoming the world education hub soon. They bring Harvard into Hainan. You don't need to go to the US, Europe, Oxford. Just go to Hainan. University will be there. Quite the statement I mentioned. everywhere in China will be automatic battery charger. You can charge EV everywhere by driving your own car and generating energy along the way. That's why one of the topic in the group that we will be gathering together is called China's green economy. Okay, and let's go for it right now. That each of you have to select one. Okay, just one, and sign your name and write down your group. So today is your birthday. Your birthday that sign as the initial and also, you understand? I check the class attendance as same as the group. Okay. Nobody have some questions? You don't have pen? Oh, you have pen? Okay, start with you. Yeah, keep it just right. I will come back. Okay, you first. One. It's random. Then number one will stay together. I will come back and put the group. And what is the topic will be on screen soon. Okay, I will tell you what's the group one name. Just remain with me for a minute. You will know exactly this. Okay. Right? 1, 2, and oh. Yes, of course. Nobody can stop you. Just open and just write that down when your names come. Alright? Just keep it. Okay. Alright.
What your number?
So I think the class attendance form is coming somewhere. Now I will send the topic to your live group. Okay? Clear? You can open by yourself. And then when I grab the same group together and make a very nice, okay? You was in the last group. You was in my group. So normally this is the current, okay, that is easily to pick up and very convenient to students to follow. What kind of the outline I will provide, okay, later after this class over. Please don't ask me how can I do that, okay? I will have a criteria like what you should have. It's random because you know each other more and exchange your idea better if you know someone called new friends. Good. Bad. Get out for your comfort zone. That's why I said all of this will be posted on YouTube in English. Number 9, yeah. 6. If you got number 9, just switch. Okay? Okay, everyone? That's it for today. Alright? Let's get out of here and see you on Friday. Oh, you have to check, right? Where is the class attendance? So read chapter 3 and 4. You will get the market economy. And all the slides here is covered in up to chapter 4. I don't know if you're going to read or not, but using the slide and AI can help you to continue. That's pretty convenient. Just read it. Oh, by the way, what will be the midterm exam? Let's go. I speak like a lot, a little bit. Okay, that was the first offer. I have on modern Chinese economy proctor on midterm exam September 5. Saturday, which is out of your midterm exam week. A week after your regular midterm exams week is next Saturday, from noon to 3. Noon to 3, 3 hours midterm exams. Is that anybody have time, like overlap with this? Yeah, on site, online, no. On site and posted. You will not mind midterm. I will provide you everything except the answer. Maybe guideline the answer, but not the exact answer. So that's my style. All right. September 5, 2026, from noon to 3 p.m.
What's the exam for, like multiple choice?
No multiple choice.
No multiple.
Yeah. Writing. Sorry. There's only one thing that I can answer. No multiple choice. At the end of the semester, final exam state, you can submit everything. And if tonight means 11:59, that's when you submit. I have the way to submit though. You submit, I can reply you back. But you can come and talk to me during the semester. It has an evaluation. I'm a doctor, right? You have to come as I assign you to come. If you didn't come, I have to like after. Alright, you're good. That's why no multiple choice for me. You continue at your work. You work as a group, you follow what the kind of guideline, you be at the top of the hill. Clear, just clear for enough? During the term, we have assignment, previous exam, just like if you have class with me before, you already know it. If you don't like it, you will get a forfeit. Okay? Alright, so see you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.